In the past couple videos, I talked about wanting to restart my retro game collection, and today we are doing that, and I actually picked up a box. So this is from Video Games Monthly. This is one of their flash sales that they occasionally do, and I got this for about $65. So this is supposed to have 50 games in it. Now, one of the beautiful things about starting from scratch and not really having anything is I can pick up these massive bundle boxes, even if they have sports games, whatever they may have in them. I can jumpstart that collection by getting these and basically not having any duplicates. Just super awesome. If you guys are not aware, or you haven't heard me talk about this before, I used to be one of the biggest retro game collectors in the country. Had a massive collection. I actually bought out my local Toys R Us when they went out of business, got all their glass display cases, all of that. Had a super nice game room. And unfortunately, my house got hit with a microburst, which is basically a tornado with straight line winds. And I lost tons of stuff, pretty much everything. I then rebuilt the house, moved to Tennessee, and I am now basically starting with no games in my collection, and we're basically just trying to trickle in and build a collection over time. And so we are gonna open this box up, and this is basically gonna be our first foray back into some retro games. So right off the bat, I did order this. As I mentioned, it was $64.99 plus shipping. I think it ended up being about $89 shipped. So we're looking at a cost basis of around $2 a game. And so actually less than that, but that's kind of what we're working with. I have no idea what's in here. I'm fully expecting a bunch of these to be sports games, maybe some loose like Nintendo DS cartridges. I'm really hoping to get a variety here, and I'm really hoping for cartridge-based systems. So let's open this up and see what we got. And they did mention to me, they did send an email, actually after this shipped, saying, hey, we sent out a bunch of packages, and we realized that one of the packages didn't have games in it. They're not sure which one it was. And to reach out if I basically get a package that doesn't have 50 games in it. So, we're hoping we got all the games in it. If not, we will be reaching out to them and basically getting the rest of our games shipped to us. But we're hoping for the best here. So right off the bat, we're seeing some disc-based systems. Actually, a lot of disc-based systems here. So let's see what we got. So Nintendo Wii, Monster 4x4 World Circuit, no manual, but it does have the disc. It does have the original case. And the disc is in pretty good condition there. Next up, Championship Foosball for the Wii. And right off the bat, I'm seeing some Wii U games, which makes me so happy. I had a full Wii U set, and I am looking to reaccumulate Wii U. In fact, my early focus is going to be on Nintendo 64, Wii U, and Sega Game Gear. Another good condition cart there. Or disc, rather. However, there we go, put that back in, no manual with that one either. So we've got a couple, all right, and I do see an N64 game in here. This is awesome. Nice variety. So we've got Assassin's Creed Revelations for the PS3, and that one has Activate Passport, which has probably already been redeemed, but we do have the manual in here, and we do have the disc. Blu-ray discs are important to have in good condition because they can't really be buffed out like regular DVD cases can. We've got Call of Duty Ghosts, manual with this one, and disc there. Greatest Hits of Dishonored. So these are actually some really good games, especially for that cost basis that we got there. So that is a Greatest Hits variant there. Rock Band 2, PlayStation 3. No manual, but overall, and we can see this one actually was a rental. So this was Video Game Castle. SingStar. I was always a big fan of SingStar. So when I had my place in Ohio, I had a really nice game room, and I built basically a home theater slash game room where I set up, and I actually had karaoke at the time. Their Xbox Live had a karaoke system that you could basically pay like $10, and you got like 2 to 3 hours of unlimited time to basically play and have full access to all the library. I had karaoke. It was kind of a mini game. It was super fun. Really liked that one. We've got a loose Wii game here. So this is Winter Sports, the Ultimate Challenge. And then we've got, what do we got here? We got Sam and Max, Beyond Time and Space. Also loose for the Wii. Another loose Wii game, Museum Men, the Spore War, or Mushroom Men rather, the Spore Wars. All right, and we are seeing some cool stuff in here. Really excited. Seeing, it looks like some Game Gear down here, an N64, Wii U. This is awesome. NES, love it. Now the NES game is probably going to be super common games, but still loving to see this. Mass Effect 3 for the PS3. Very nice. Skyrim for the PS3. Wow, this is a really nice variety. I was fully expecting to see like a bunch of sports games in here. Now when we get to the Wii U games, you're going to kind of see these are Disney Infinity games and Lego Dimensions. So these are essentially require the figures to play. However, we got Disney Infinity 3.0. We've got 2.0. And we've got Lego Dimensions. So very nice. These obviously are cheaper games, pretty easy to get. These were pack-ins kind of with the like the Skylanders figures and Lego Dimensions box set and Infinity figures. So, but still cool to get those nonetheless. Xbox 360, and it looks like, oh, very nice, Forza. So big racing fan, and we actually have both content discs here. So we've got content install and the play disc. So very nice. It is loose, but we do have both discs there. For the 360, we also have Call of Duty Ghosts. And let's open this one up. And we can see we got both discs there as well. Oh, a PSP game, and this one is still sealed. Very nice. That is a factory seal. It is not a reshrink wrap. And it is Buzz Master Quiz, which is a PlayStation exclusive. So very cool. Always nice to get some handheld games here. Okay, so we've got one missing the label, but it's actually a Yu-Gi-Oh game, which is amazing, and it's Dark Duel Stories. If you guys aren't aware, I am a big Yu-Gi-Oh collector, and the DDS, Blue Eyes is one of the most valued Blue Eyes that you can kind of collect, and that was actually came with these came with this game, which was super cool. But this basically, it looks like it's just missing the label, but is actually Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories, which is super cool. I'll get a lot of enjoyment out of this. Love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. So, big fan of the Lego Star Wars series. This is for the original Xbox, which is super cool. Let's see what other disc games we have in here. For the Xbox 360, we've got Dead Rising, Platinum Hits. That is complete as well. And then we've got Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. No manual, but we do have the disc. That's another Xbox 360 game. BioShock Infinite. You can see this came from GameStop. Complete, looks like. So we've got the season pass and we've got the manual there. Super nice. And then we've got Mass Effect 3 for the 360. And it looks like we have both discs in here. And it looks like we have reversible artwork. So that is cool to see. All right, and then getting further down in, oh, we have hard driving for the Sega Genesis with a really rough label. You can see the front of that label is pretty much all torn off. Hard driving isn't a super expensive game, but it is a driving game for the Genesis. And okay, so we've got a Japanese game for the N64. This is one of the baseball games. I forget which game specifically this one is. But we did get a game for the N64, which is actually an import game. And I believe it is a baseball game. It is a Konami game. So we'll be interested to check out and see what game this is. Okay, we've got a couple more. Oh, we actually have some loose discs in here. That's unfortunate that they didn't even put shells on them. It's kind of weird. But We Fit You is in here, so we actually did get another Wii U game. And then for the PS3, Madden 15. So there is a sports game that we were... I was actually expecting a lot more sports games in here. And then we've got NCAA Football 12. So those are the three loose games we had. All right, we got a Sega Dreamcast game, and it is Vigilante 8, Second Offense. And let's take this out because it looks like, unless it's the case... Yeah, unfortunately, this disc is pretty much shot. You can kind of see we actually have that disc rot through it. So probably not going to play, unfortunately. But Dreamcast game nonetheless. Okay, moving on. We've got, it looks like we've got some Super Famicom games here. So we've got, oh, and this one they actually put a sticker on here. JJ Soccer League Prime Goal for the Super Famicom. Now, I'm not an import collector, so these will probably be going up on my eBay store for trade bait, but always nice to get some variety in these boxes. We've got Super Scope 6. So this was the game that came with the Super Scope gun, kind of that pack-in game. This is obviously the Super Famicom version of that. And then we have another one. I'm not 100% sure which game this is. But also for the Super Famicom, we'll have to look that one up. All right, moving on to some, some NES games. I'm actually seeing some fun ones here. All right. So right off the bat, we've got NFL. So this is National Football League. You can see, obviously, the label's a little bit rough. But the cartridge pins actually look pretty good there. Next up, Silent Service. We got some top label wear there, but the front overall isn't too bad. We do have some staining and, some markings on the front there. Pins we can clean up a little bit. But we got Silent Service there. And then we've got Double Dragon, an iconic game. So overall, this one actually looks pretty good. We got a little bit of marks on the bottom, obviously some writing on the back. But overall, pretty good considering, our cost basis on these games. And then Rocket Ranger, very nice. Another nice hit there. All right, on to some handheld games. Sonic 2, all right, for the Sega Genesis, or for the Sega Game Gear, rather. And the label is faded somewhat. But again, I'm starting from scratch, really trying to focus on Game Gear, N64, and Wii U. So this is definitely a nice get from this box. Game Boy Color, we've got Madden 2001. Another Game Boy Color, All-Star Baseball 2000. Another Game Boy Color, All-Star Baseball 2001. And I don't mind getting the sports games in this box because of such that low cost basis. Definitely is nice. And so we've got Madden 2002 here. some nice Game Boy Color variety there. We've got another Game Boy Advance game with no label. It's SpongeBob Revenge of Flying Dutchman. Game Boy Advance F14. And then we've got That's So Raven for the Game Boy Advance. And I am trying to get all of the Game Boy Advance video carts. These are the game carts, but they did release, I think, like 20-ish video carts as well. Lizzie McGuire on the go. We got Dora the Explorer, Superstar Adventures. And there we go. We got one of the video carts. So these great carts, these are the videos. And basically, these were like the full TV show episode on a cart. So you could put this in your Game Boy Advance, and you could actually just watch the episode through the system. It was really cool. So we've got SpongeBob SquarePants Volume 1. Oh, very cool there. So I knocked out one of the ones that I was really hoping for. And then we've got, for the Game Boy Color, we've got NSYNC, Get to the Show. And then we've got 2 loose DS games. We've got Jonas. And we've got, of course, Brain Age 2. So, overall, really happy with everything that we had in this box. Wow. So, throughout this video, I've shown on screen the values of each of the carts and games that we've gotten. And I'm going to show on the screen now the total value for the whole box. And kind of show if we profited, if we lost, right off the bat. In my mind, without actually looking up all the games, I definitely figure that we probably profited somewhat. Especially considering, you know, we grabbed the Double Dragon, grabbed some NES games. Obviously, there were a couple games that were missing the labels, but that was to be expected. When you buy this set from, or when you buy this mystery, quote-unquote mystery box from Video Games Monthly for their flash sale, I do say that you will get, you'll get worn labels, stains, you'll get potentially loose discs, scratch discs. You will get yearly sports games, which we kind of saw with a couple of the Maddens and things like that. But we did get 2 Maddens, and we didn't get any duplicates, which was super nice. So even though we did get some yearly sports games, we got a couple sequential sports games like Madden 2001, Madden 2002. So that was nice to see. Super happy to have a Game Gear game in my collection already. A couple Wii U games, and obviously we didn't get a US N64 game, but that's okay. Those ones are a little bit more valuable. We may be subscribing to Video Games Monthly's monthly subscription, in which case we will hopefully be getting some of those N64 games that are not imports, but for kind of a first box opening and a foray back into retro game collecting, I'm super happy with how this turned out.